Here's a quick video on tuning drones. In this video, what we're really working on is improving our steady pressure of blowing. Your drones can only be in as close of perfect tuning as steady as your pressure is. So if your pressure is more variable, your drone tuning is going to be variable as well. If your pressure is always even at a steady point, your drone tuning is going to stay in tune at that steady point. So let's get into the exercise. The exercise, you can do it playing a low A on the chanter, but even starting out with a cork in the chanter stock is a great idea. And then corking the bass drone, keep both tenor drones open, and we want to get them as close to in tune as each other as we can. The easiest way to do that is keep one in one position and bring the other one really high up, too high up. In fact, we're too high up, and then we're slowly going to bring that down till we get in tune. Once we're in tune, we're going to try to keep that pressure as steady as we can. And again, you can repeat this exercise doing a low A on the chanter, but first you'd have to tune the drone to the low A on the chanter and then tune the other tenor to that first drone. So it's a little bit more complicated. So this is a good place to start. So again, my first step, I've taken one tenor out of tune by bringing it way up. Now I know what direction I need to go to bring it into tune. So that's the first step here. Bass drone, I'll just go ahead and shut off. If you have a cork, you can put a cork in the bass drone. Okay, so I took out the cork to just shut things down. So what happened there, turned off my bass drone. You may have heard a lot of noise. This drone was really out of tune. I know I have to come down. It came into tune, but I went too far and it was a bit out of tune again. So then I raised it back up, a little fine adjustment, and now it's perfectly in tune. So now, and it's okay if that takes you a few minutes to do that process and have a couple passes at it. But now I know these drones are in tune at that one pressure. Now I'm just going to go ahead and blow for, at least, half a minute, maybe a minute and a half. But don't waste all your practice time. This is just an exercise. But we're just going to do really focused effort to keep that drone perfectly in tune. So I'll just do a demo of that for maybe 15-20 seconds here. Okay, so when I first started, I was like, oh, you know what? It's not quite in tune. So I just did have to do a little bit of fine adjustment. Then it was perfect. And then I did my 15 or 20 seconds, keeping it perfectly in tune. When you're doing that 15 or 20 seconds, keeping it perfectly in tune, be very focused on making sure your breathing is relaxed. You're squeezing with your arm in between. You're not doing these little puff breaths, or you're not blowing as far as you can and not squeezing with your arm at all. So we want a nice back and forth rhythm with the breath and the arm, and we're trying to keep that as rock steady as we can. After I made that little adjustment, I feel I was pretty rock steady, and if you can pick out little fine notes on where I was off, well, that's great, you're training your ear. But from my perspective here, it felt pretty good, sounded pretty good to me. So now I'll give you a demo of if your breathing is variable. See if you can hear those drones might be coming in and out of tune as my pressure changes. So I'll give a quick 15-20 second demo of that. Okay, so that demo, if you want to go back and listen if you didn't hear it, when I breathed with my mouth, I brought that pressure back up to the point that the drones were in tune. When I stopped breathing with my mouth, took an in-breath instead and squeezed with my arm. I purposely didn't squeeze hard enough with my arm, and then the drones go out of tune. So that's what we're working on with this exercise. Between that breath and that arm squeeze, we're keeping that pressure perfectly even, not letting those drones go out of tune. When they're out of tune, you'll hear more wow, 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 rather than one steady wow, one steady tone. We'll hear these waves or just this extra noise as it goes more and more out of tune. So I'll do one last 15-20 second demo, keeping it rock steady. And again, this is a great exercise to do. Can be done with the low A. It complicates things with the chanter because now you have to have 3 reeds in tune, 2 drones and a chanter reed. This just simplifies it a bit. And again, just a minute and a half, couple minutes as a bit of a warm up, as a bit of a fine tuning your breath control. Can be a great exercise for your piping. So one more demo of steady blowing, steady pressure. And good luck getting that pressure even. The only way to improve it is by picking up the pipes and working on it a little bit each day if you can. A minute and a half, 2 minutes can go a long ways. Until next time, happy piping.